What's up, everyone? Thralls Metal here once again, and we are back with a roundtable via the internet because, well, a lot of illnesses going on, and yeah, let's not chance that. Plus, we have a guest this time. We have Sonny Lombardozzi, formerly of Incantation and current shred fucking wizard on the new Arise from Worms EP.
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
Jesus Christ, man. Like, dude, I don't, like, you hit fifth gear, like, early on, like, Jesus, he's going to keep going.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
But for those that don't know, Sonny has a project called Rise of Worms that involves one Steve Tucker of Morbid Angel fame. We all love some Morbid Angel here. And Flo Mounier? I don't know how to say
Yeah,
that.
I think you got it.
I think I got it. Hey, look at that. I didn't fuck it up.
Go.
We're celebrating now.
Yay!
But Cryptopsy Skinsman, amazing drummer. And, well, we're here to talk shop with Sonny about this blazing new EP and, well, metal in general. So, what's up, Sonny, man?
Nothing, man. I just, my eyes are fucking killing me, dude, since the release of that yesterday. Last night I spent 6 hours, solid 6 hours answering emails and messages. I mean, it was like, it was crazy. I mean, I never, ever had anything like that ever, man. And the 8.5 years I was with Incan, I never had that much fan mail come in like that. I mean, it was just ridiculous, man. People were like, where do I get the CD? Man, this is killer.
I want to ask that question, too.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I like CDs.
Oh, yeah, you got to put it somewhere in there.
I got a couple.
Just a few.
It was crazy, man. I just, all night long, man. And it's just like, and a lot of it was like European. So it's like that time difference there, and I'm thinking, what are these people doing up at 6 o'clock in the morning, man?
Yep.
I start realizing half these people are in Europe because the CDs are out over there. And people are getting them already. I was like, I don't even have copies yet.
Wow.
How are you guys getting copies? Like,
Well, you guys went through Napalm Records, right? I think, yeah, they're based out of Europe. But honestly, from what I hear about, like, Europe in general is they love physical media still. Like, it is not a big downloading continent. They love vinyl. They love CDs, maybe tapes. I'm not a fan, but
they definitely take their music differently over there than the United States. Definitely. I mean, those people are just live that culture of metal bands. You know what I mean? Over here, it's a little more like, shows happening. I don't know if I'm going to go, But over there, it's like, shows happening.
Yeah, everyone's there. I got to do some vinyl shopping on the European markets to get some of the shit I want. So
Cool.
Yeah, they got a lot of cool stuff coming out over there.
Oh, yeah. Tons
yeah, dude.
I mean, I couldn't believe when we were over there touring how many people from the U.S. actually moved over there. You know what I mean? Because the music scene is just so huge.
I mean, that would be ideal.
I mean, there's probably some stat ticker for like the amount of European bands to like U.S. bands we review, and there's a lot of European bands.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. They definitely are into their music over there. I thought about it. I was like, maybe I'll move over there, but. Man, there ain't no Harleys or nothing over there, man.
Yeah, that's
not
true.
Yet.
There's no
really hard to get those.
Harleys,
I knew a guy who was obsessed with his Charger, and he had it all decked out, and he had to ship it over there. He was in the military, had it shipped overseas to Germany.
Oh, damn. I believe it. Yeah, I definitely believe it.
So, and half the time when you guys gig over there, you have to rent. It's cheaper to rent shit than it is to tear your stuff over there. And half the time you're like, okay, I want this. Well, we have this, and this is what you got. So
that happened many times.
End up playing some bullshit.
Yeah, it happened many times. Sometimes they'd give us this old like 1980s Marshall, and half the tubes would be blowing out in it. You know what I mean? They're like,
wow.
Yeah, So when I joined Incan, I was like, we have to have these amps, and that's it. I was like a 5150 or a 6505, because that's like the industry standard. Anywhere you go, you can get those amps.
Yeah.
It's like, we got to have the same guitar sound every night. You know what I mean? We can't go from a 1980s Marshall to a Mesa Boogie one night to a 5150, and then get some weird amp that nobody even knows how to turn on, and then we're spending 15 minutes of the show trying to figure out how to get volume out of it. You know, but
God.
I was the one to put the foot down for that. I was like, no, it has to be them old PVs, 5150, 6505, because every festival you go to, there's 10 of them stacked up. You know what I mean? There's no reason why we shouldn't have those heads. You know what I mean? And that way you get on stage, you're like this. Set it up. All right, let's go. Not, I don't know why I'm not getting that fucking sound, you know?
What's that button do?
Hey, have you ever thought, like, the bands, when you guys go over in a group, just saying, okay, let's just all rent one stack and one set of, just to cut the cost?
Yeah, that's what we were doing. So that way, you know, and
that's smart.
Everybody was using the 6505 or the PV head. Everybody was cool with that, and it was easy to work. And man, those heads can take a beating too, man. I mean, you can probably spark that thing like a football, and it's still going to come on, you know.
When we went to MBF, that they pretty much said, like, I think it was during a benediction set when they had the technical difficulties. Like, listen, for those who don't know, we didn't bring this. This is all rented stuff.
Oh yeah, that sucks because you start panicking. Oh no, it's not working, and then you got everybody in the audience. They're ready to, you know, drink,
ready to go,
have a good time, and ready to go, and they don't know why the show's not going on. You know what I mean? And
Dave Hunt was pretty excellent at warming over the crowd because he had just did his set with an all Nathrak too, and he was joking around. And dude,
that was a good set.
That band kills live too. But Benediction whooped ass. They just had a little blip where one of the guitarists was just having issues getting sound, and is like, "All right, well, I'm gonna warm over the crowd once again because you look like a lot of the same people that were here for an all Nathrak."
Oh, that's why I started doing. You know, I used to bring, you know, stuff, and I was like, dude, anymore, I just take my guitar, I plug it into a noise gate pedal, and whoop, and an amp. That's it. So if something goes wrong, it's friggin' 2 cables, man, or the amp blew them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I just started doing
kind of hard to fuck that up.
Yeah, it's like some guys would bring this massive pedal board, and it goes out. You don't know what cable went out, you know, and next thing you know, you're disconnecting everything, trying to get signal. And so I was like, I just don't want to do that, man. It's just like, you know, boom. I mean, I bring like 50 picks on stage, an extra guitar strap on stage in case that friggin' breaks. I mean, everything's just ready to go as fast as possible. You know what I mean? Because especially
that's smart.
When you're on a package, you know, Watain was right after us, so we can't go into their set time. You know, it's just like you're trying to play as many songs as you can within 20 fucking minutes.
We saw you on that tour.
Oh, cool.
Detroit, dude. It was so goddamn cold that night, too.
Yes, it was.
Oh, my God. Every time I went out for a smoke, it was like, well, part of my fucking soul left my body, so I got to get inside.
Yeah, Senior guys, the show review on that. And, you know, those Tridents?
Yeah.
Fucking thing. Yeah, I cut my leg on that so bad loading those.
Oh, shit.
We were putting them in, and the guy put it behind me, and I didn't know it, and I turned around and ripped my fucking pants open, and the man stuck right in me. And then I was nervous because I was like, oh, fuck. They put all that pig's blood and heads all over me. I'm going to get a fucking infection. I'm going to lose my leg.
Dude, that was wild. Like, we went outside after you guys finished your set. Killer set, by the way. I don't really...
Yeah,
that was killer. We went outside, had our smoke, came back in, and it looked like the Predator had redecorated the entire stage with what paint shit. It was like, are those real bones? Holy fuck, how did they get those through customs?
Both of us were like, whoa, what the fuck?
Well, people would bring that shit to the show. You know what I mean? I would be loading the trailer, and they go, hey, can you give this to Watain? I'm like, what is it? He goes, oh, it's a pig's head. And I was like, a real pig's head? I go, yeah. And I opened it up, and I'm like, holy fuck. You know, so it was the fans were bringing all these animal parts. And, dude, when we started heading south, and you'd bring that trailer door down and all that oh my God, dude. I used to stick a Lysol can in the trailer, just be like, like the whole fucking can before I even opened it. It was so bad, dude. Oh, it was so bad.
I had heard stories about Watain before we had actually seen them, just because they had the rep of, well, they smear themselves in like rotted blood, and like there were a lot of people that says like, listen, if you go see them, don't get close to the stage because you're gonna catch them downwind, and those fuckers stink.
Yeah.
And we hung back, but he came out with the sage scrub over the entire audience. I was like, well, that'll probably help.
Oh yeah.
Because they don't look like they smell good. They look sticky too, and that bugs me.
Yeah, it was the tour bus was definitely not zestfully clean.
Oh, dude. So
fair.
I don't know if I'd be able to handle that.
Ooh.
I would not be able to
Essentially,
handle
on that tour, that's where you started talking to Steve Tucker about this, right?
Yes, yeah. It actually came about as I was going to do a solo album from the In-Can stuff, and I was talking about it for years, you know what I mean? Years and years and years, and I was like, I want to do a solo record. I need to express what I want to do, you know what I mean? Because In-Can, I really wasn't, I was given 110%, but maybe like 2% was making it onto the albums, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, you know, but after, you know, we toured so much, the last thing I wanted to do was touch a friggin' guitar and go in the studio and record, you know, because we were getting ready for the next album, which was the last one. And but Steve came out, he was doing sound check, and we were just, hey bud, what's up, bro, you know, through the whole tour. And he was doing sound check by himself, you know, he wanted to fix his system, and it just shook the whole goddamn theater, man. And I was like, man, I gotta do some songs with this fucking dude, man. And he sounded every night perfect pitch. He didn't lose his voice ever. It was just, I was like, man, this dude's got his voice together, you know. So I approached him. I said, hey, you want to do a couple songs? He was like, yeah, I'll be interested in doing maybe a couple songs, you know. And then but yeah, we met on the tour bus because actually Morbid Angel's guitar techs brought me on the tour bus, you know. They said, hey, Morbid wants to talk to you. And that's where I was just like, oh fuck, man, we're gonna get kicked off the tour. Did I say something jokingly and didn't realize it, you know?
I've been waiting for that sentence.
Right.
Yeah, he was like, we're sitting there, and he goes, yeah, we just wanted to check out your amp setups and everything, because your tone is just really fucking sounding great, dude, you know. And I was like, oh cool, you know. I was nervous, but that's when me and Steve started talking. Yeah, I was like, woo. Yeah, when me and Steve started talking there, and then when the whole BS went down with In-Can, then it just turned into more than just a few songs, you know. So but that's how that came about. And then the Charlie that was doing the drums for that tour you guys seen, he was going to do drums, but then, you know, 1 month turned into 2, then turned into 3, turned into 4. So that's why this took so long to get out, you know. So we were waiting for him for 4 months. So Steve was like, dude, I want to do my vocals now. I'm in the mood to do vocals, and got my studio up. So I was like, give Flo a message. So I sent Flo, and then Flo was in the studio with the next week, and we had the songs, like, I mean, nice, you know, like that. So we were like, fuck.
Oh, I'm sure you got a hold of him, and you were like, hey, we're doing this. He's like, yeah, I'm in, totally.
Yeah, he was like, he said, let me hear the material. And then I didn't hear from him for a couple days. You know what I mean? I was like, oh no, do you think this shit sucks? So I sent him another message. I was like, hey, I'm just doing a follow-up, you know, text or message. He goes, oh yeah, I'm booked already in the studio, man. I'm going in Monday. So I was like, oh fuck, that's killer. And then we had the tracks, the drum tracks, like the next day. So we sent them to Flo, like a sub mix, you know, and then I started recording all the bass. And then we had Dallas did a guest guitar solo and some guest vocals. And then another guy that filled in for In-Can on tour a couple shows, Mark Smith, did some ending vocals on the one song, and him and Dallas do a harmony at the one end of the Sacrifice song. So that was really cool. We did that, and then that's how the musicians came in the place. Though, but it was just basically that tour, and then I don't think anybody thought it was gonna come out that good. You know what I mean? And it was because, you know, we waited 4 months for Charlie, nothing was happening, and then, you know, and then another reason why it took so long is Texas got hit with that ice storm. If you guys remember that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the management guys were all down there with no water. You know what I mean? So that put it on hold even longer. So then once they were all situated, then that's when everything started
rolling.
Yeah. So maybe it was supposed to happen like that sometimes, I think, you know, and stuff like that, you know. So the whole time that was going on, you know, we're already recording the full length, the follow-up. You know, so Flo goes in the studio next month to do the full length for the drums, and then same process. We'll send it down to Steve, and then I'll redo the bass and stuff like that. So
I gotta say, Steve Tucker's vocal performance. I mean, you got like, you know, you got like, you know, one of my favorite frontmen for, you know, death metal, but his vocals sound different, but like different in a really good way.
Yeah, he got his own studio now, and he wants to take his time. You know what I mean? And go in instead of being pressured. I think maybe with Morbid, maybe, you know, you're pressured, get in there, do it, go, you know. And with his own studio now he can take the time. Because, I mean, he was doing different layers and some reverse reverb he wanted to try and stuff that I think he always wanted to try. And I said, this
is his best, probably my favorite performance vocally, I think.
Honestly,
he just sounds
one of
more
them.
involved.
It's up there.
Yeah.
More dramatic.
Yeah.
Like the way like he'll tail off screams and everything, and also the mix on it, you know, is really good. Like his vocals, I don't know, they just sound demonic. And
I have the headphones on and I can hear a voice over here and then a harmony over here, and I was just like, fuck, that just sounds so fucking cool.
And they're both evil.
Like,
yeah.
You're looking over your shoulder like, wait, all right, no,
when he sent me the tracks, he was like, you know, let me know if you like it, you know, and I was like, oh, I'm sure I will, you know, I didn't even hear it yet, but he's just like, yeah, I think it's my best thing I've ever done, dude. My best vocal performance. I was like, oh, cool. He's like, I really took some time on it instead of being rushed. You know? And I was like, cool. So I listened to it, and he goes, what do you think? And well, I kept everything. I didn't change anything. I just said, if you feel that's how the song goes, and you feel strongly about it, and you're sending it to the table to be mixed, then I'm sure it's you know what I mean? Killer. Same thing with Flo. I didn't change nothing. Nothing was deleted or changed or anything. We just said,
that's the benefit of working with, like, that's the benefit of working with people of like absolute professionalism. You know.
Oh, it's
deliberate
awesome.
and you don't have to. It cuts to I mean, everybody involved, including you. So, and did you mix it and everything there at your place? Did you do all that?
No, Chris from Cryptopsy mixed it up in Canada. So he's a really good engineer up there, and he does a lot of the tech death bands, and I call them newer kid bands, kind of. You know, they're new for me, but I'm sure some of them, I've been looking them up, but some of them been around for 10 years, but I'm just discovering them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but
I mean, there's a band every second.
Mix, and we were done mixing within an hour. I said, dude, just bring the faders up. He sent one mix. I said, bass is just too loud. Brought the bass down. And then he was like, what else? I was like, I don't know. Maybe that lead on that one section could be a little more out more. Okay, boom. And he goes, so what do you think? We sent it over to Steve. Steve was completely happy. So I was like, all right, we're done. So we were done within an hour of mixing, you know. And I told him, I was like, don't add no reverb, don't add no delay on the guitars, you know, just bring the faders up, you know, because I'm kind of like anti effects. I mean, you got to have some effects for room, you know, you got to have a room reverb, but nothing like I get done shredding and then I stop and then you hear like 6 other notes, you know, going, you know, and I just didn't want that, you know what I mean? And so that's what we did, man. And I just plugged right into the fucking amp, and I went. And same thing with the bass. I didn't have any bass gear, so I just took the bass and I plugged it into a DI box and went, you know. So it took me a couple of months to get that bass down, though, because I wanted to have a finger sound. And then you know how it is, like when you play bass with a pick, you're kink, 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 kink. You hear that clankety sound, and I just didn't want that, you know what I mean? So
yeah, you know what I found to get around that clankety with the pick, because I record with a pick. I just make sure I try and do that noise every single time. That means playing the bass very aggressively, consistently, and that way I can duck that out. And it just adds more intensity to the part, but man, does it get tiring, because I got a big long scale Thunderbird, and holy shit, man, my finger's like,
I had to buy that 7-string bass, man, for some of the harmony stuff, you know, with the leads and the bass doing the same thing, dude. And it was a little bit to get used to that, man. The fucking neck was like, you know, like that, man.
Yeah, no shit, you're like, God damn it, I'm not
Hands don't move this way.
Oh yeah, dude, I was like, holy fuck!
Yeah.
Is this like a piece of, I was like, I felt like Arnold with that fucking commando holding that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I was like, let's get to the base.
I got 4,000 bullets in this one clip. That doesn't seem possible. Just watch the movie.
Oh yeah, take out a whole army. Yeah. But that was the whole recording process, just very
pretty cut and dry.
Yeah. And we wanted I didn't want an overproduced sounding CD. I wanted it to sound a little bit real. It sounds like a real amp. If I stopped and the amp kind of went, I didn't cut it out. I left it there to have a natural sound. So and kind of everything so like cutting, sections where it's so perfect and it's so to the grid. It starts getting that
to death.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then when you're band live, they're almost not the same band.
That was something I really liked about the EP is that it has like a live feel. It doesn't sound like, again, like, sections cut into one another. Like, I mean, overproduced stuff, sometimes it's cool. Most of the time it's like, I need to be reminded that people made this. This isn't like, this is the tech death algorithm that we played the Beatly was on.
Yeah. I know.
This sounds raw. This sounds like a band, like actually jamming together. And
cool. That was the vibe we were going for. I mean, some of the guitar was still recorded to tape, and then we bounced it over to Pro Tools. So I don't know if that gave it a little bit more of a different sound or what. But
it just had a raw, honest approach.
Yeah, I wanted people to go, yeah, that dude just plugged right into the fucking amp and went.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
Not many do it now. Not many do it now.
No, it's like, even with, recording that last album with Incan, it was like, all right, we're going to plug you into this DI and play clean. And I was like, play clean like an acoustic? What the fuck? I was like, how can I be pounding metal in the fucking studio with fucking ding, 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 you know what I mean? So the vibe, and then I started changing my picking hand and everything because I wasn't used to playing like an acoustic guitar. And then they sent it to the studio, and the guy would put it on an amp, a different amp. And then I'm kind of like, yeah, he was reamping it, and I was like, well, that's not my guitar sound. You know what I mean? So we used to like feud on that. You know what I mean? And the only thing that was a real amp on that album was my guitar solos because I was like, no, has to be a real fucking amp deal here. And you can kind of hear it. I think that's why the leads kind of pop out a little bit more because you're hearing a real amp compared to the rhythm guitars, which is whatever the hell he used, some plug-in laptop fucking thing. I don't know.
Yeah, try looking into it. There are some really good ones, and what I like doing is layering it in because I have I got all these amps. I got the speakers in another room, and I control all the shit. So I'll lay a couple tracks down with these, and then I'll lay direct in. And then use like whatever presets I got for the tones and just kind of bring those in the sides and shit like that.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Man, sometimes there's one setting on, I think, Amplitude that I got that is pretty killer, man. When I'm down here just practicing, don't want to blare everybody out of the house, I'll just put the headphones on and jam it, and it's not bad. They got some good tones. They've come a long way from like 10 years ago, especially.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah, we didn't... I didn't really get to hear, because when we were recording at Kyle's studio, he didn't have all that stuff. You know what I mean? So it was just playing directly clean. You know what I mean? He just had set up.
Yeah, it's hard. That's really hard to do that.
And I tracked with him, his drum parts, and I was like, I'm like blowing my fucking arm out and shit. I was like, man, I'm just not getting the bounce off the strings, and I'm not getting the aggression. And I was like, I want to be aggressive, so when you're recording your drums, you're fucking aggressive. If I'm sitting there going, oh, what the fuck, I'm going to kind of push that vibe over to you while you're recording of what the fuck. You know what I mean? And then that what the fuck's going to get fucking recorded.
So what were some big inspirations for this EP? Like, I don't know, like, it seems like super fucking driven, like you wanted to make a fucking statement right away. Like, what was that all about?
Yeah, there is a statement behind it, I was pretty upset with the whole Incan thing, very upset. And this was just, I was fucking pissed off, man, and then just Flo and Steve were like, bro, they was like, dude, just get in that fucking studio and take it out on that. But, after the Morbid Angel tour, I got home and got the new, the email, and it was kind of like, we got a fucking album coming out. I worked my ass off on the album. 80% of that album is all my guitar playing, even the rhythm guitars, and now I'm not getting credit for it in their interviews and stuff like that. And it's just like, dude, I like Black Phantom's Fire, You know, they said, "Oh, I just wrote the ending." No, I rewrote the beginning. I rewrote the main verse. I rewrote part of the chorus. That song sounded nothing like that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But what I did is when the bass player, he had the traditional idea of the song. You know what I mean? This is the song. I just took it and put it into certain keys and just gave it a little more aggressive, a little more energy to the song. You know what I mean? And that's what I did to it. I didn't go in and say, "Oh, here's your song now," and he goes, "Well, I don't even recognize it." You know what I mean? I didn't do that. I just enhanced what was there times 10. You know what I mean? It's like, because the beginning of that you know, that was just 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and I was like, well, we can't do 1 2 3. Let's do 1 2 3 4 5 over it, and then put 11 notes after it. You know, you know what I mean? And just give it a little more like, you know, and then the main verse. You know, instead of going 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, I was like 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1. That's kind of where it gives it that little, you know, type sound. But it was just things like that you know, that started getting to me, you know, and especially the whole thing went down, you know. I mean, there was a tour right after that. I had promoters sending me messages saying, "Bro, we need to promote for this fucking tour." I'm like, "What tour? We're done for a while," you know. And I went to the leader of the band, you know. I don't want to say his name; I might get sued, but but you know, no, that's not going through. And then, you know, a week after I was out of the band, it was announced. You know what I mean? And then it was like they're playing 70,000 Tons of Metal, and Morbid Angel was like, "Hey, see you on 70,000 Tons of Metal, bro, in a couple weeks." And I was like,
"Oh man,
what are you talking about? We're not fucking playing, dude. Just come out and fucking be fucking honest with it and talk about it with gentlemen." That's what should have happened, and it never happened. So it just
that sucks.
You know, and it's just, I've been with these guys for, dude, probably 8.5 years on the road with them every day, playing every day, 4 albums. You know what I mean? And it's just like, man, that friends and family like that, who the fuck needs enemies? You know what I mean? That's how I felt about it, you know? And
yeah,
I think some people, "Oh, you're taking it too personal," but at the same time, man, it's just, you know, I worked hard.
You put that much heart into it, yeah.
Oh, I did, dude. I never missed a rehearsal or a show or you know, any of that shit, man. And even when I wasn't fucking feeling fucking, you know, because I had problems with my hands the last year in the band, where I was losing control of my picks and stuff. You know, they didn't know what the hell was wrong, going to hand therapy. And I still gave it my all. You know what I mean?
Dude, Secta Valividities, that's one of my favorite Incantation albums. It's
cool.
Yeah, it is.
Like, we were fucking blown the fuck away when John and I reviewed it. It was like, Jesus, man. Like, this is some of the hookiest shit they've fucking written.
Top-notch material.
Yeah, I went in there and I just fucking, I'd be turning fucking purple, man.
Damn.
But I did that on the Arise stuff too. You know, I just went in the studio and I'd be like, I was like, if I'm not playing like that, it's not being recorded like that. You know, I can't go in and some stuff. It was like, "Oh, it's good. We got no mess ups, no string noise. Cool, let's keep it." Yeah, it's a good take, but it just wasn't like hit you over the head with a fucking sledgehammer. You know what I mean?
And you're completely right about that. So don't let an engineer ever tell you different. Just, that's the way to get a solid guitar tone, is put your energy through it, because that translates directly into the recording.
Yep. Oh yeah,
always. Yeah. So don't ever stand your ground forever on that for sure.
Well, I tried to, and that's when the tension started with the
I gotcha. You know, but you know what? Now you can put that energy and that drive into your stuff.
Yeah, and that's what I did. And you know,
dude, you're good. It's gonna be great. I can't wait for the full length, man. I really can't.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I want to hear more.
Yeah, right from Living Sacrifice. Like, I love that little broken up like section of like just like this little flurry of just insanity. Then we're done. Nope, just kidding.
Oh.
Like, I don't know, like that is a really clever lead in, because it kind of teases like, oh shit, what am I in for here?
Oh, cool. You know, that song "Living Sacrifice," that we almost deleted that because I wasn't happy with the song, and all of a sudden all these younger guys were like, "Dude, that's the best song." So that, you know, and I'm just like, that's where you hear people everybody hears something different. You know what I mean? Everybody hears something different. Just because I thought the song wasn't going to be a strong song, and the next thing you know, the younger guys love that song, and some of the old school guys love the first song, you know, and it's just like everybody hears something different, so.
I think it works in both camps. Like, there's tons of old school vibe on there, like older technical metal. Like, there's like you definitely get the Cryptopsy vibe on there, but like stuff like Atheist and
I'm a big Atheist fan.
Like Gorguts, not like Obscura because I'm not the biggest Obscura fan, but like Wisdom to Hate, I dig that out still. But yeah, I dug it. Like it definitely appeals to both. Like you can definitely get the more like, well, I only like stuff that's like super pro tooled and all noodles. Like, well, there's a lot of fucking cool guitar work here, but also the people that like raw gritty death metal. My people mostly.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, dude, I went in there and I didn't leave the studio. I did not fucking leave till I was hearing the performances that I wanted. Before I even. We even sent it all off to mix. I was like, I don't know about that part. It's just not cutting my fucking head off with a chainsaw. So, and it was a good part, but I was like, no, whatever, we do it. And then 6 hours later on a 15-second part, there's the vibe, man, right there. Because as a guitar player, some days you go in the studio, you gotta record, but you just ain't the energy vibe and the whole.
Oh yeah.
Just not happening.
Dude, I get down here and just stare into oblivion for like 30 minutes. Like, fuck, I'm going to bed.
I do it too. Yeah, I do it too. I sit there, I get my coffee, my energy drink, whatever, and then I sit there and go.
Yeah, you just described every other day.
Screen. Yeah, it's like, all right, get going, man. But once I'm rocking.
But you know what? You get that one idea that comes instantly, and then just bam, 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 it just snowballs into like 3/4 of a song.
Yep.
So then you can at least put that 3/4 of a song away and come back to it later.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's definitely true. Definitely true on that. Yeah, absolutely.
Man, I get that
unfortunate because I get an idea and I'll lay it down and then like just text Noonan like, dude, put drums to this.
Yeah.
All right. I'm coming
downstairs. Hold on.
I had to send Flo some air drums because he was like, well, what are you hearing here? So I'm like in the studio going,
oh, that's a good idea, man.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, and I'm going like this, and he goes, I get the idea.
See, I think that's just remarkable. It speaks to Flo. Like he just like, I saw him do this stuff, and it was like, yeah, no, I totally get you. And I'm like,
yeah. Well, there's a couple parts he was in the studio. He goes, what do you want me to play here, man? He goes, because he didn't have any bass or anything, and it was just those those big long leads with the bass that go. So it was just a solo there, and he was like, what do I do here? And I was like, oh no. He goes, what's the bass doing? I was like, bass is doing note for note everything there, man. So you got to put drums to that. And he was like, fuck, okay. So even this newer stuff that we're working on, this full length, dude, I even went a little more crazy, and I'm always telling him, I'm like, more drum solo,
I mean, he's a drummer to do it,
dude. Like his like timing is just ridiculous. Like going back and listening to, God, probably None So Vile. None So Vile is such a sick drum performance. But yeah, he has like just kind of his own meter, and honestly, for what you're doing, he definitely seems like the perfect drummer for that.
Yeah, I just think Steve said it one time. He goes, I think some magic just happened there. With the three of us, where it just kind of, it created something there. Because Flo was even saying, he goes, dude, do you write anything in 4/4? And I was just like, I'm looking at the Pro Tools thing, and I'm just like, no, we got 9/8, we got 7, we got 3, we got 5. I was like, I don't think I write anything in 4/4, So, but even Steve was like, he's like, dude, some of the time, like the one, it's either Axis 1 or 2, but the main vocal riff is like 13/8, to where it goes 13 clicks before it reps around. So it was, because the timing is just, it's like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 1 2 3 4 5, it's got like an odd count to it. So that took us a little bit to get that, but I knew what I wanted in my head, and got it out. So and it's funny, some of the reviews are like, yeah, some of the time signatures are really odd, and the tempos are, it's not one, they said it's technical, but it's not technical all the way through 1 meter. You know what I mean? Where it's just and you hear a bunch of stuff. It actually, it's like getting on your favorite roller coaster ride. Like, oh shit, here comes this big hill. Ah!
Terrified of heights, so that one doesn't work for me. But No, one of the cool things, I mean, we actually talked before was, you said Steve really liked the fact that you gave him like riffs to really sing over to, and that really makes all those vocal lines and riffs just so goddamn powerful on there.
Yeah, I didn't want to take away from his vocal performance, you know what I mean? And a lot of people seem to like that. They're like, dude, there's a riff for the vocals, and then you put the crazy stuff around it, you know. And it was like we were talking, you know, the other day. It was like, you know, it's so technical, and the vocals is going over that technical. I'm almost like, because I'm a guitar player, I'm going, oh, I wish the vocals just quit singing so I could hear these guitar riffs. You know what I mean? To me, it's an instrumental album, and I love instrumental music. You know what I mean? So I'm like, well, just take him out of the mix, and it's perfect. Not that
normally I'm like that, but with Steve Tucker, I'm like, I want to listen to Steve.
Yeah. It's just like, let's get a riff and then put the, you know, stuff around it. You know what I mean? Instead, it's just being so crazy. And I like a riff too, man, because if it's so technical, I don't want to stand on stage and go. You know what I mean? I want to get fucking, you know,
bang your head.
People, I want to see people holding their beer going.
Get caught in that fucking groove.
You know, with their
the
beer
stank face. That's the ultimate comedy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
yeah. You know, it's just like I want a guy to go, fuck, I need another fucking beer.
That'll be Miller.
Yeah, there you go. You know, instead of, you know, someone there with their paper and pencil, like, you know, or well, you guys
5, 12.
I'm doing riff calculus over here, and
you know,
I think I just drew a picture or something. Never mind.
The guy in the back, you know, you can always tell like a guitar player sometimes. The guy in the back just like,
oh, that's me.
That's usually me. I'm headbanging doing this. But everyone's like, man, why were you so pissed off during the band? Like, I wasn't pissed off.
You always
my
get this, especially like if there's a mess up on stage. You know, they're like, hear that mess up? You can almost read their lips. But it was so funny. I used to read people's faces all the time on stage. I was just like, you know, and then when people are going like this, sometimes I'm like, yeah, we're too fucking loud because I can hear it on stage. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I want people to do that, you know, but it was funny.
There's definitely some live shows where they did not give a fuck if they were hurting people with the sound. Like, John and I saw Nails.
Oh my god!
I've never suffered.
I can still hear that noise,
dude.
Oh damn, man!
It was a day and a half of tinnitus. Like it's like the entire time.
Damn,
dude,
it was loud.
Oh, damn. But they were great. They were fantastic.
Yep.
Well, that's good.
But Jesus Christ, they had like an effects pedal that he kept hitting that just put out ear bleeding noise. It was like,
probably
what is that? That's it. All it does is it just makes people hurt.
And that feedback at Motorhead that took us out.
Yeah, that was the single loudest bit of feedback I've ever heard.
I get dizzy.
Yeah, I got not tinnitus. I got fucking
vertigo.
Vertigo. Yeah, like I literally like swayed for a second. I was like, oh Jesus.
Oh, I've done that on stage before. You know what I mean? It was like, holy fuck, man. You know what I mean? It's just like, I've done that before. Takes some
wear earplugs all the time, pretty much. All the time.
I probably should.
I learned about earplugs when we went to MDF. When we saw...
if you get those earplugs, get the ones where it just cuts down the decibels a little bit. I mean, you're going to pay a little bit more money for them, but it just brings it down that high end. It just kind of...
My brother-in-law
levels everything out, just like a 10, 12 dB cut.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. You know, instead of the old shotgun, you know, orange ones, and then you hear your friggin' heartbeat on stage.
I'm cheap though, so I buy those, but I don't. I like kind of adjust like a gauge how much I put them in my ear, so they kind of cut just a little bit. But I like it because I can hear vocals and everything's a little more level. You honestly, you feel more thump in the kick as well, just because everything's toned down. Your ear can only take so much information. So if you're just blaring all that high end, it's taking up really processing power for low end. You put those bastards in, everything levels out. Hear the kick more. It's awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
There's been a couple bands I've been warned about that you should just wear earplugs, and Nails is one of them. Did not listen to that warning. Luckily, the other one that I did listen to, the warning was the band Whores. If you've ever heard of them, it's a southern sludge metal, kind of hardcore punk Melvins.
They're pretty sweet, man.
Jesus Christ, man, the tones, and it's on a telly.
Check them out.
It's on a Telecaster too, and it's the heaviest goddamn thing.
Yeah.
And this dude, like, I just saw him at was like Blackout Cookout. It's a thing in Youngstown, Ohio. It was literally a show in a bowling alley. Like, they cleared out some lanes, built a makeshift stage and a lighting rig.
Cool.
And they went to town. Horace was the headliner, and literally while they were up there, like, queuing out all their fucking gear and shit, he was like playing. All of a sudden, everything cut out. I was like, shit, I think I blew it. I don't know. This happens a lot, guys. Hold on 1 second. But yeah, he ended up, toasting it during the set too. I was like, hold on, I'm a professional at this. A professional at fucking this thing up. But my God, I've never heard a Telecaster that loud in my life.
Oh,
it's so bottom heavy too. Oh
yeah.
Damn.
Everyone loves whores.
I got a shirt for him too. It just says "whores" in gold lettering on a black shirt. I walked into gas stations, and instead of like the teller saying hi, they go "whores." Shit. I read it out loud. I'm sorry. Hi. I was like, okay, yeah. I also like those too, but I mean, you wear shit that's like this, and you're like, oh. There was one I was wearing. I might have been wearing the "Kill Your Mother, Rape Your Dog" shirt for Dying Fetus, and in a Lowe's, and this lady was like, "Oh, I was like, oh no, I don't know your mother, so I wouldn't do that."
Right.
You don't own a dog,
it's not
do you?
you? It's no.
Yeah. Those guys were pretty cool to tour with, man. Those were some good dudes, man.
I got this on the tour. We saw you.
Yeah, they were some good dudes. Yeah, they were definitely, because I remember the guitar player coming up to me, and he's like, I'd be warming up, up there on stage and stuff, and he's just like, damn, bro, you fucking smoking up here. And he was like, you got any of your own songs? And I was just like, no, I don't, you know what I mean? And it was like, it was funny because he said that, and then we opened up for Bolt Thrower back in the day. And I remember Bolt Thrower was like, said the same thing. Guitar players just like, I was up there warming up, and I just remember them guys were like, hey, mate, are you at the wrong bloody gig? And they said the same thing. They're like, what are you doing here? You know what I mean? And then Marduk even said it, the guitar player. He's like, fuck, dude. He goes, you got to get some of your own stuff out there, man. He goes, you're playing Incantation, but I can tell that's not what you're about. You know what I mean? And it was like so many bands just kept saying that. So then finally when this opportunity came, I was like, all right, I'm going to do so people can hear what I can do. And it's funny because management, which is Incan's management, Morbid and Niles management, I said, all right, I got the songs. Send them over. So we sent them over. He goes, all right, we'll have like a phone meeting and stuff with everybody and see what we can do here. And it was so funny because the manager was like, he goes, well, Sonny, I'm going to be really honest with you. And I was like this, oh, fuck, he thinks this shit's terrible, And he's like, I really thought it was going to suck. And he goes, well, it's like, and I've been working with him for 8.5 years. And he goes, I didn't know you can fucking play like that. And I was just like, wow. It kind of really dawned on me that, like, really nobody kind of knew what what I had to bring to the table, you know what I mean? Because it just, like I said, only like 2% of stuff was getting put on there, but yeah, he goes, I just didn't know it was going to be like this. He goes, it sounds really good. He goes, I can listen to the song like 3-4 times in a row, and that's very unheard of for me, And
yeah, goes, especially them. They run through a whole gambit of shit all the time.
Yeah, they just
I was going to say Incantation has a high turnover rate, so I mean, there's probably been a fair amount of players that didn't necessarily get a chance to do the stuff that they did just because, again, members keep changing.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta, there's like 2 songs. Everybody was bringing stuff to the table for that album. And there's 2 songs that I wrote that didn't even make it because they just thought it was too much, But my take on it was like, there's his drumming, there's his bass playing, there's his vocals. No matter, what I'm doing, it's going to sound somewhat like Incantation. You know what I mean? I mean, some of the parts, okay, let's just bring it down a little bit. It might have been too technical for him or something like that. But I still thought there was some good stuff there. But, they sent the new version of the song that I wrote, and I was listening to it. There's like 7 or 8 different riffs in the song. I started listening to it. There was one riff kept. I was like, this doesn't even sound like the same song. You know what I mean? This is like a whole new song. You know what I mean? So just make it a whole new song. You know what I mean? And and all that time and energy was just fucking gone. You know what I mean? And it was just kind of like type thing. But but I just wanted to get it done and get the album out and stuff like that. And stuff. So I let it go. You know what I mean? And then
how many tracks are you cutting to on this?
We got 5 brand new songs. That are going to be all vocals. They're talking about maybe 2 of these songs going on to the full length. They don't know yet, maybe not, you know what I mean? And then we're going to do another full orchestra song because that orchestra song was like a lot longer. And we had to cut it completely down because when you're recording that many people, we had phase cancellation and somebody's coughing and, there was just so many problems, so we kept what we could, you know what I mean? Because some of that orchestra stuff is real violins and cellos and stuff, you know what I mean? Or somebody would screech their chair, you know what I mean, while they're leaning back, and we just had so many you could hear the pages flip, you know what I mean, with the music and stuff like that. So we just kept what we could, and then a couple guys had some electric violins and cellos and stuff, and they came in and overdubbed it with electric stuff to save what we could. But technically that was a lot longer, but it just ended up getting down to like 1 minute and 30 seconds I think we could keep.
Yeah. When we listened to that one, I was kind of surprised, like when I saw the last track being so short. It was like, I kind of wonder what this is. And then I made a hilarious comparison in the review, but it was like, dude, this is very neoclassical, and I kind of wondered, like, is that synth like replicating the orchestral noises in the background, or is that?
No, it's all real. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's all real, except for the overdub stuff that they did. You know what I mean? But they came in and they really, really played it, and then even the clarinet is real in the background.
Wow,
that's cool.
Yeah, somebody hit a wrong note in that, and I hear it every time. And I'm like, oops, but yeah, fuck it. But it was fun to do. I wanted to keep that very, very raw. Like I just plugged in the amp, they were in the room, and we just played.
That's exactly what it sounded like. I mean,
I captured the vibe then because I didn't want it to have it so Star Wars overproduced orchestra where you're like, this is just, you know what I mean? I want it to sound old, not old, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like we're really,
I'm really sure you could do scoring leads over John Williams scores. I'd actually like to hear that. Because John Williams scores like the best scores ever.
Yeah, we want to do another take on that now that we have a little more experience with that. Mic placement and stuff like that, because we were talking about redoing the Alien soundtrack and redoing that. So we were thinking about redoing that whole thing, And I was like, yeah, that'd be really cool. And they're like, you think we could pull it off? I was like, yeah, I think we could do it. It'll just take some time to do all that, And so I was kind of messing around with it, And the part where the drums go, and the bass is like, I was like, dude, I can totally capture that vibe right there. I was like, we can capture the vibe, we'll do it, but I don't want people to go, is that aliens? You know what I mean? And so, but
one of my favorite movie series. So
So we're talking about.
Yeah, I was about to say Nick's a huge fan. I am too.
I might be a huge fan.
Cool.
Well, I think this jaw even comes out too.
Cool, but yeah, working with those guys. The last song that I sent Flo for the full length, I'd spent 2 months on it, dude. I wrote it all on paper. I didn't even play it on guitar. I wrote it all on paper, and then when I went into the studio, I started playing it to record it. But the whole idea was in my head. I just started doing all the music stuff for it right on paper. I'd be driving down the street or something. I'd have to pull over and like, all right, man, I'm gonna put the C major 7th, added 9th, flat 5 right here. And then I'd shove it in my pocket and keep driving.
Oh wow,
safety
that's
third.
hardcore, man.
Oh yeah. It's even on this new EP, there's a part there. I was like, dude, I spent 6 hours because I couldn't determine if I wanted a C major 7th sharp 5 or a C major 7th flat 5. This one note I couldn't determine which arpeggio I wanted. You know what I mean? And I was like, well, they both sound good, but the flat 5's got a little darker sound to it, so we kept that. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
but
usually go with the flat. If it's down to that.
Yeah.
Evil it up.
Yeah.
No one likes major scales.
Yeah.
Andrew WK, punk band.
Yeah. But that's the last two. Yeah, I wrote that whole. I mean, it was that thick, man. I just kept writing it out, and I was like, Christ, I hope I can play this fucking thing. And then when I started playing it, I'm like, man, some of this is beyond my ability. like the stretches, I was like, trying to add.
We're doing like little.
Over there.
Yeah, and at that point, you've already written it down. You've kind of committed mentally, so it's like, suck it up, Buttercup.
Just start watching Buckethead videos.
Jesus Christ,
that's what I felt like. Yeah.
Yeah, so but they're going to be definitely showed like your neoclassical and your classical influence, whereas like sometimes in Incantation you didn't get a chance to do that. But this is, I mean, you could put this up to like a Vi record or Satriani or Yingwei or anything like that, man. I mean, seriously. So like, you could definitely tell.
Hey.
Yeah. No, man, you could definitely tell like you dug Yingwei, Paul Gilbert. You know, he's another one of that class. But yeah, you can tell where your influences, man. And dude, you're ripping it.
Cool.
You moved up. So from this EP, and it's like you moved up in the upper echelon for guitars of me, like, you know, that I like personally, that I hold in the top 10. You know, like John 5 is one of them. That's why Mode 4s. I love Mode 4s. He's obsessed with them too. So, but yeah, dude, you came out with a definite statement on this for sure, and a fucking awesome one.
Thank you, man. Wow, that's really good. So I had a couple people said, "Dude, you sound like a death metal fucking Watchtower fucking band, dude." Or fucking,
I thought about making that comparison.
You know, and I was just like, "Oh my god, I forgot about our Bottled Science," you know. And I was like,
"Oh, there we go. That was the other one. What's his Jazar Yannick or
yes,
he's got a weird name. Yeah,
yes,
dude, that dude is.
Yeah. I was like,
that first Bottled Science, so goddamn good.
Or what did I say? I think I said it was like a neoclassical death metal super joint ritual.
Cool.
I think I said the last track was like, you know, it sounds like there's like, you know, like a high school recital behind him, and then they like, well, we had to let the metal kid in because he wouldn't stop doing it. He comes in, shreds everyone's faces like, fuck you, and fuck you. You're cool though. But yeah, dude, I don't know. There's a lot of cool stuff in this. Now, is there going to be like anything you didn't get a chance to like really push on this EP that you're going to be putting on the full length?
Oh yeah. That, like I said, that last tune that took me 2 months to write. I was like, all right, this is where I'm really, really going, you know. And when I sent it to Flo, and I said, Flo, what do you think of this? It's definitely our longest tune. It's not as long as a Dream Theater song, but it's heading that way, you know. And I finally had to go, all right, we got to stop here, you know what I mean? But he was just like, dude, this sounds like about 2 months worth of work and 7 days in the studio a week, you know. He goes, this is really even beyond what we already recorded, you know what I mean? And 2 songs we did. I was like, all right, I want to lay back a little bit, a little slower. You know, not everything needs to be you know, machine gun, fucking minigun going crazy, you know. So we had a couple songs laid back. Flo was like, there we go, we're mixing it up, you know what I mean? Still some cool guitar work, but a little more riffage in those 2 songs. And then he heard the next 2 songs and goes, all right, there we go, that's a little more fucking crazy. You know. So definitely keeping it and I'm just trying to get better as a musician myself, you know what I mean? It's just like, I want to get better, I want to bring on stuff, and I just have so much of this shit in my head, you know. And I think it's because a lot of my friends, you know, I went to music school and classical school and all that stuff, and I just, you know, I was like trying to explain to them a part that I wanted. I was like, I need this part where I'm under the water and the water's like right here, but I can't get to the fucking air, you know what I mean? I says, I need that tension right there of like scratching the water like glass, but I can't get to the oxygen. You know what I mean? And then if I do...
trapped under ice.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And people are like, dude, I love your fucking theater, your theater fucking ideas behind the songs. I was like, well, that's what I just, because I know how certain chords and scales and stuff like that go, like on Living Sacrifice, there's that massive bass and guitar shred thing in the middle, and Flo's doing that jazz, dude,
Yeah.
And that was just all jazz runs, you know what I mean? I was like, was this a jazz jam that we did? And then it just kind of got a little metalized, you know what I mean, there. And then we just kept that part, it was kind of cool, but yeah, just just trying to push myself, actually, you know what I mean, type thing, and get creative. And because it was like, with Incant, it was like, after a while, dude, it was almost like a cover band for me, it was like I was playing a cover all the time, I was like, okay, if I'm gonna play some death metal and stuff like that, I at least want to have a few riffs that I could go on stage and be like, all right, man, fuck yeah, and I didn't have any of that, small bits and pieces here and there, but it'd be like a 3-second part or something here, or like I said, I might have arranged like certain parts on Black Phantom's Fire, and all I did was just take his song and put it in a key instead of just this key, and or even the beginning opening track on that, I kind of moved it around, like the whole beginning I used all my fingers on that, and it was like a Richie Blackmore vibe I was trying to get out of that, you know what I mean? And, so yeah, it's just
and that puts a heavy weight on you as an artist, have that feeling of like just playing covers, because your stuff is just churning and it's not getting out, and it's just built up. Right. It's just like anger or anything else, like for creative minds, if that stuff isn't getting out, it's not a good thing. You get irritable and you get testy and shit. And it's not because you're angry, it's just because you have these ideas that you can't lay out and you're not
so
getting
much
it
shit.
out.
So much shit. Exactly.
I always kind of wonder that about like newer members that join like established bands. Like, if it's one that they have a principal songwriter that like there's the main guy who writes the songs, essentially you're just going to be playing their songs. And then if you're playing their past works, of course, those kind of feel like covers too, but I don't know. I've always wondered that.
Oh yeah. That's and it's like we were talking earlier, Tucker, doing a different vibe on here is because I wasn't hanging over his shoulder saying, do this, do that. Oh no, this, that. And maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I don't know, what Morbid does in the studio, but maybe he has Trey over his shoulder and saying a little more like this, or maybe he doesn't, I don't know. I'm not there, but this, I just think he just did some really cool, different shit, because it was funny. A couple of guys were like, dude, I thought it was going to sound like Morbid Angel. And I was like, well, no, Morbid Angel sounds like Morbid Angel. I was just like,
well, I mean, like a shitload of other bands sound like Morbid Angel too right now. That's not necessarily a bad thing. But no, he honestly, when you sent me the track initially, I thought, because you said, oh, it's featuring Dallas Toller Wade, and the entire time I was listening to it, I was like, is that Steve or is that Dallas? Because Dallas has a very distinct voice too. And I was like, man, does Steve just sound different? Because I remember when I got a hold of you, I was like, wow, did Dallas do most of the vocals? Like, no, he did the lead. That's all Steve. I was like, holy shit, that's Steve?
Yeah, he was really happy with it, man. He was like, he was good mood, when he said, yeah, you're going to love it, bro. When I was like, oh, I'm sure I am, Then when I heard it, and I first brought the faders up, and I was like, I just had to sit in the studio for a minute and go, did this actually all get recorded? It's finally done. You know what I mean? All
that's
that
amazing.
Work, I was like, finally done, man, to just sit back and go, or even just to like send the file to you. I was like this, so excited because I've been following your guys' channels, and I was like, oh, I gotta send it to these dudes. So I was like, like a little kid, sending it to you guys.
I mean, honestly, like when you said who was all involved in it, I was like trying to like piece this together, but just because we had gone through all those Incantation albums, I was like, man, maybe it'll sound like Incantation. I don't really know.
Right.
And then I jammed it. It was like, holy shit. This is
when Nick told me who was in the band, I was like, well, it's going to be good.
Cool.
I already knew it was going to be good before I listened to it.
I was like, those guys are all stupid talented. Like, if they screwed up, they'd probably all look at each other like, did we just... No. Let's do that again. Hold on.
Oh, you guys wouldn't have put it out. You guys are too picky about
like,
stuff. It wouldn't have made it.
No.
Yeah.
Drawing
Now,
board.
are you
back
doing
to
I haven't looked, but are you doing a vinyl press? I'm sure there's one coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
The vinyls won't be till February, I think they said. But I know a lot of CDs
I need a CD.
were pre-ordered, because everybody just can send me, dude, I fucking ordered. I'm like, wow. Somebody in Japan was like, dude, I fucking ordered it. You know what I mean? And it's like, and I was like, I seen it all with the Japan lettering on it. And I just wanted to order it just to have the different,
They got the Bodhi strips too, right? They always put those on the Japanese releases.
Yeah. I just wanted just to have a copy of that, But no, it definitely took off like crazy. I didn't expect that much messages coming in, man. And I'm trying to talk to everybody. You know what I mean? And because most of these people I met on tour and stuff like that, and I just stay in contact with everybody. We'd always talk like guitar pedals and amps, and a kid would be up on stage opening up for us, and I'd be the first one there and be like, oh, what the fuck's that fucking pedal, bro? Oh, you want to see my pedal? Yeah, let me check that out. Oh, can I see your guitar? I was always that guy because I was just so into
gear.
Yeah, gear.
Yeah, speaking of gear, is your guitar? Are those scalloped frets?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Scalloped. On the Halo. Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that or not, but let's see.
There we go. Oh shit!
Well, Nick had sent me a picture of your new custom.
I had to show up the purple one. That
Halo,
that
right?
purple
Halo guitars.
The signatures, those are coming out.
Yeah, the signatures from Halo. Model. And I was looking at the picture. I was like, those look scalloped. I was like, those guitars are really, they're cool once you get used to them. But I'm always so heavy fisted. I always bent the note, quarter step, half step.
Some people do. Time. Yeah, when they pick up my guitars, they're like pushing out of tune.
It takes a minute.
Yeah, it takes a little bit, but yeah, those are coming out, and we put 25 frets on them, and because I just wanted that extra F way up high there to grab this like D Dorian mode. I was going to grab this Dorian mode right here, and I could never get it because my pinky would be hanging over. You know what I mean? It'd be like, it'd be like this when I'd be up here and my pinky's kind of out. You know what I mean? And I was like, well, if I get one more fret,
problem solved.
I found you a home.
Yeah, that's what we did that from, but. Dude, we talked about those guitars 3 years ago, back on the Rights of the Locust album. I was going to have a signature guitar coming out, and it just kept getting pushed back. How cool is that, though?
Have your own fucking signature guitar,
dude.
That's got to be like, man.
I never thought, we did the custom black chrome pickups, like fucking mirror black chrome, the EMGs in it, and those colors are old 50s and 60s fucking race car colors, drag strip colors. Yeah,
cool.
So yeah, we kind of went with that, and
that's
they
awesome.
built the prototype. Like this is the prototype. I don't know if you can see that.
Neck through.
Jesus.
Yeah, they're all neck throughs. Yeah, but see this cutaway here? I don't know if you can see that right there.
Yeah.
Is we did that on all the guitars because what happened was when I did this, I was smacking that.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So you can see that. There it is right there. So we carved that out. Because one time I come flying up and I hit that horn. Oh, dude, it hurt so fucking bad. I was like, we got to cut that out of the way, man.
Yeah, you're classically trained, so I'd imagine you're real arced up on the fret.
Yeah, I play really high. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you're so high up, and when you headbang, you're like.
I remember that.
Compared to everybody else.
Well, I mean, ideally, the way you're supposed to hold your guitar, or have your guitar strapped on, is when you're sitting and you have your guitar in a proper classical position. When you stand up with that strap on, that guitar should not move.
Exactly.
That's where it is, and it's higher up.
Yeah.
Generally,
you can either play correctly and play for 40 years, 50 years, or you can play down by your knees and burn your wrists out in 20,
Oh, guys would be like, like this, man.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy.
And the fucking bass is touching the floor. What's that kid's name from Suffo?
Oh, fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, Derek.
Derek. That guy's a maniac, though.
He's on the floor.
Dude,
how the fuck do you play like that, bro?
Well, first of all, well, his basses look like weapons too, so they look like they should be like dragging the floor, maybe some blood dripping from them. But yeah, like he's got like a super wide stance too.
Yeah,
and
I was just like, holy fuck, dude, you're coming all ninja out there and shit.
He's like maybe a Robert Trujillo fan. He plays with a real wide stance, real low. But I mean, both of them.
Well, then there's the bassist of Origin.
Players, so.
But,
dude, all right. He's higher up, but his
bass players are different though, because they're playing, with their fingers, so their hand is down. With the guitar, you're not in that position.
Yeah,
it's a totally different position. So with bass, it's a much easier to play lower because you're already in that line anyway. With guitar, you're more in this line, or you should be.
I gotcha.
Well, think about all the new metal bands that always, the guitar's super
Oh
low.
god.
Yeah, right around their big Janko pants. I did own a pair.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm glad that changed because I noticed that the guitars were getting lower and lower, and then the past 6-7 years you see them up higher.
Still around,
okay, at least they're playing properly.
Well, I got a question for Jam and John.
Oh.
Yeah, what's up?
What's your favorite track on the EP? What stuck out to you the most?
I don't know. I really like the first track.
The very first. Okay, cool.
The very first track. I just like the flow style of that track.
Okay, cool.
Did the main.
How about you? How about you, Miller?
I like the solo. I mean, per what was it? It started with a P. I'm sorry. The orchestra solo thing.
Too. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, because I'm a sucker for that stuff. Even though on the review, I kind of rag on the orchestrations a little bit. So sorry, but it's only because I think you're talented enough to take that and keep that mentality of like plugging guitar into amp, maybe an effect or two, but do all those sounds, all those weird sounds that you hear. Just sit down with a guitar and try and make that happen with your guitar. Yeah, I think you can come up with some really cool stuff if you like, okay, this would be cool for like a flute here or this. Or what if I try and make that sound with my guitar or play this soundscape thing, but do it with my guitar and play around. Don't be afraid of effects and maybe think of it as like, because the way it is on the EP now, it's very live and raw, and that's why I like it. But do something because that whole guitar spotlight, track doesn't happen very often. People don't do it, and not well. Zach had like Taz Part 1 and 2 and stuff, but you don't see that, and I love that it was there. But
cool.
Take advantage of the fact that you have a studio and you can layer 100 fucking guitars, because if I can hear you play 100 guitars on a track, take my money. Take it. I'll pre-order that vinyl and whatever variant you want to shove up my ass.
You don't have to do that. Well, the second part.
Yeah. But yeah, I dug that, and I kind of miss the just great, very clean guitar playing, because you can play a billion notes a minute, but if you ain't clean, then you're just burying it, like you said, under a bunch of effects, unnecessary effects. Find some effects that you kind of dig. Maybe look a Tom Morello style a little bit, and honestly, he doesn't use a lot of effects. He has maybe like 4 pedals he uses, but it was more of a compliment too. It's just play around with it, see what you can do. I think you can do something fucking killer, man, with just guitar, nothing else, just 100% you, guitar, amp, and a billion tracks.
Cool.
I was probably, my favorite track was probably Axes of Voivode.
Voivode.
See, all right, you had the E on the end, and I was like, it's Vode. It's not, because
what part?
Well, one or two.
Part 1.
Because part 1 was mine.
Part 1.
Yeah, part 1 is killer.
The 5 minute, because dude, all right, that jazzy interlude, that weird breakdown where fucking Steve summons fucking Satan. Just
you talking about that real energy riff, like
dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just it's pretty much like, honestly, if I was gonna pick one track on the album, it's like, all right, this is exactly what this entire EP really embodies. It's that one, because it's the sampler, and it has the weird sort of like, I don't know, like stream of consciousness sort of writing, like, because it is just one after the other, and
that's what I like too. It wasn't a typical listen. It was more of a just an adventure, I think, for the whole thing.
Cool. I was looking for the adventure. I was looking for the adventure word.
that is 100% what that track is. It's like I said, there's not a lot of repeating parts that like come after one another. It's like, no, I'm on to the next part, the next chapter, and shit's getting weird. It's fucking cool. Also, there's a lot of shredding.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. I think you hit the nail on the head earlier when you said, you get into metal because you want to challenge yourself, and I think this record shows that you guys all kind of challenged yourself when you played, because it's not cool. It just wasn't typical. It was more like Nick said, just a stream of consciousness, like crazy riff, jazz part, what is happening? But that's what I like about metal.
Cool. So very cool.
Yeah.
It's
and the biggest thing for me is all of that is great, but for me, if you can't drive into a riff and just rape it into submission, especially something evil and ominous and heavy, like you got riffs in there that are exactly that, and you're not afraid to stay with them a little bit. A lot of bands, they'll play it for 2 bars or 1 bar, and it's like, come on, man.
Right. Oh, I bet you, yeah. I know.
Yeah, there's some riffs though I think you could ride out, man, and just grind it. It would be killer.
And at the same time, like,
good riffs.
This is it's an EP too. Like you're pretty much just like, all right, this is kind of the sampler tray. Like, this is what we're about.
Here's what we're thinking.
Yeah, and we're gonna expand on all these ideas. And honestly, like, especially with debut EPs, that's always something I look at. Like, all right, this is kind of a sampler platter. This is probably what they're going to bring forth, but they're probably going to add stuff. And they want to get this out now so fans can actually check it out. I always think those are really good ideas. Like, if you're not ready to commit to a full length just yet, and you have some songs, throw that shit out. And this, obviously, as soon as you started getting a whole bunch of emails, you chummed the fucking waters of death metal, and now like, oh, it's good, gimme.
Oh yeah, it was. I just didn't expect that, man. I thought I'd get a few. Oh, cool, man, cool. The next thing I know, it was this. I woke up and it was just fucking flooded, and I was like, holy fuck, man. I was like, Jesus Christ. And it was just so many guitar questions and questions on Steve's, how he recorded his vocals. And it was a lot of Cryptopsy fans.
Oh,
they really jumped on that. I think they kind of liked it the most. You know what I mean?
I'd be interested to hear how Steve recorded, because I'm a recording nut, so I'd be interested to hear how he recorded those. I'm sure I'll interview at some point on something that I'll read, but yeah, because his performance, like we've said before, was top notch, one of his best.
Yeah,
for sure.
Cool, very cool.
The dude's got a very distinct voice, and like, again, the layering. Like, I think I even brought it up in the review. Is like, a lot of tech death never really kind of sounds evil. It sounds more like heady. It's like, oh, this is noodling, and it's very technical and very precise. We didn't have time to be evil because we were doing calculus and trigonometry. This sounds evil. Like, this is technical as hell, but it sounds evil. Like, we were doing calculus for Satan.
Yeah.
That's something that
that's awesome.
Kind of was unique.
Like
or at least something.
There's your underliner. It's calculus for Satan. Thralls and metal.
I'll buy 2 then.
Necrotic.
Wait, no, I failed math. Fuck.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's how Nick and I met.
Yeah, actually, we met in summer school. I was in there for math. That was it was algebra 2 or geometry. I
flunked biology.
One.
Nick flunked algebra.
Hey, I was in summer school too. That's where we talked about a lot of Metallica. They're like, dude, you get that new band, that fucking Metallica band, that Masters of Puppets. that's right when it came out. Because everybody in the school was like, they're going to see Ozzy because they're opening up for Ozzy. So like, yeah, we're all nobody. I don't care what anybody said in the whole town here. Nobody knew who Metallica was. They're all going to see Ozzy. It was the Ultimate Sin tour. Next thing you know, the next day, everybody comes to school, you know, and dude, just man, had these crosses on stage, and they were singing Master, you know. And it was like everybody's patch went from Iron Maiden and Ozzy to fucking Metallica within like a month, you know. It was funny as hell, you know. But yeah, that was just funny, man. I remember that like yesterday, you know.
Dude, high school, that was a great time, like in terms of like discovering music, because
it was
you're
awesome.
young and impressionable, and I was a shitty teenager. Like I was a fucking asshole. I'm still kind of.
Dude, I didn't care nothing about everything was fucking music, man.
Yeah.
You know, I went to school. I mean, they actually pulled me out of my regular classes and just stuck me in music school, because I would take the fucking books and like. I'd just throw them and I'd be fucking reading through a fucking metal magazine. Like, man, this fucking look at Gene Simmons' Kiss. This fucking picture. Yeah.
I had like Metal Maniacs and Metal Edge in my backpack, and like during study hall, just I'm not doing it.
Dude, that's all it was to me. And yeah, I just nothing mattered except for music, man. And it's kind of got like that, you know, right towards the end of with Incan. You know, I was kind of like, you know, just kind of, you know, going through the motions. And then when we started recording this stuff, and I actually started hearing, you know, like the one engineer, he was like, dude, these songs are finally coming alive. You know, because at the time he was like, man, you got all this crazy ass fucking shit going on, man. It's just like, you know, they weren't hearing the full picture, and then the full picture finally came through. And they're like, whoa. Something kind of cool here, you know. So,
dude, I would be immensely proud of that. I mean, if it was me, but I can't play guitar, so you should be proud because you can.
Dude, I didn't think I'd make it that far. I'll be honest with you guys. I thought I'd come home, fired from the fucking band, get all depressed, bummed out, you know, just fucking, oh man, what the fuck, you know, and I was like, no, I gotta record. You know, Steve was like, dude, just get in the fucking studio, fucking record. Every day you wake up, even if it's just one little section, just hit the goddamn record button. Even if it was just rubbish, I'd record it. You know what I mean?
He's a smart man.
And that's what I did. I just went in every day, man, and or if I wrote it, if I was too tired to play, I would just write it down, my ideas. You know what I mean? Or talking to my phone, like, all right, that part here is you know, type thing. But and you know, especially with the bass guitar, man, I mean, dude, that was like 2 months of getting that fucking clean like that, man. That was
go
tough.
back to voice recording. I usually have this on me. It's just full of
Yep.
So if aliens ever find that in the field, they're gonna think that's how we talk.
Oh yeah.
I have a bunch of beatbox drum beats on my phone.
His Marquis was their overlord. They're lost without him. Honestly, like the whole coming from like adversity and that sort of thing, like rising to the occasion. I love hearing that. Like like you're in a low spot and you just kind of focus it into the tunes and shit, and that kind of brings you up.
That's where the band name came from too. Was just a rise from worms. Rise up from the shit that's attached to your fucking ass and leeches and people who fucking let you down in life, man, and just rise up from that shit and just fucking go. And that's what I did, I mean, it didn't matter. It's like, sometimes I'm like, man, I fucking suck on guitar, man. I'd be doing take after take after take. And I remember I was at the NAMM show in California, and I remember I was talking to the bass player for Manowar. And he was like, bro, it doesn't matter if it's one take or 1,000 fucking takes. It's that one performance that you get on recorded. And I was like, damn, man, I didn't fucking think of that. You know what I mean? He goes, I'll go in the studio sometimes. He goes, I'll have 8 different takes of one song. You know what I mean? And then one guy will be like, I like take 1. No, I like take 3. So then you got to start making decisions, on who's hearing what, you know what I mean? Type thing. So
I get that in videos, at least. Like for the solo stuff, I'll do multiple takes the same thing that I say. Like, all right, which one made me sound less stupid? We're gonna find that one.
Oh shit!
All right, they all suck. Great, cool.
Well, we got to pick the one that doesn't suck the most.
Like, they really have that face on the entire time?
Dude, I'll tell you what, when we recorded the Incan album, I mean, you wouldn't believe how much shit was fucking deleted off that album. I mean, it is so watered down from what I remember recorded. You know what I mean? It's just, and you can kind of hear it. If you guys really listen, you can hear that some of those solos are just really cut. You know what I mean? Like, it's very cut. Like, there's more to the guitar solos, and they cut it because they thought it was too much. You know, like when I hear it now, especially on the first song, I do the first part of the solo, and then the other guy comes in on the next part. You kind of hear the tone difference there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? In that solo, and it was totally cut right there. Like, my thing went on, for a couple more bars, and there's a couple other songs like that too that were just completely deleted off of there. But even that, I think I told you the one solo on the one song was actually on that record, and they took it off, and I was like, fuck, this is a really good solo, man. I don't want to scrap this, so we just ended up using it for our stuff. And like you said, it just flowed way good with the song. So
you definitely got the ball rolling here with this, and I'm super eager to hear this full length.
Yes, me too.
There's some ideas in there. I was like, man, some of this needs a little bit more room to breathe, like a bigger album, because I mean, it's under 20 minutes. So I mean, all right, this is like a big nugget. All right, let's see what all is in here, and I was like super impressed.
Yeah, they're like, dude, I love it so much. They're like, oh, but it's just, I want more. It was short, and I was like, fuck.
Yep, that was
the point of an EP.
Fucking killed me.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, just give me like 6-8 months.
Yeah, I'm just like, man, those 4 songs it was a year's worth of work.
You're someone's riff dealer right now. I mean, like, man, come on, man. I need those riffs, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like, well, it's just, you'd have, I'd have tons of ideas, but then sometimes it was like, all right, that's not flowing with what I'm feeling last week, or, and the thing with your studio, at your fingertips now is sometimes you just need to go, you know what I mean, and not dissect it too much, you know what I mean? Because like I said, that I couldn't decide the difference between a sharp 5 or a flat 5 on that one part, and I spent 6 hours on that. You know what I mean? Just trying to listening to it over and over and over. I was like, I don't know, I don't know. And everybody goes, dude, it sounds great both ways. Just fucking go on to the next part. But I think that's just, a musician thing. I mean, that you get. But
I mean, it's your baby. I mean, you have every right to be meticulous about it.
Exactly. It's something you got to be happy with at the end of the day.
That's true.
Yours.
Yeah, that's true, because every Incan album I did, I wasn't happy with it. I wasn't happy. Dirges of Elysium. Man. I came into the band right when Alex was leaving the band, the other guitar player, and I think I recorded Debauchery and Impalement of Divinity. Those 2 songs were on there.
Debauchery.
And I recorded them. Yeah. And it's funny, I recorded those 2 songs, and I got a phone call. This is a true fucking story. I got a phone call. I go, hey, something with those 2 tracks, because I had to do the fast stuff. Anything fast I would record. And I go, oh, what's the problem? The track's fucked up. And he goes, no, it's too tight. That's too good. You got to loosen up a little bit.
Oh, man.
Because I was sounding too Machine Gun compared to Incan's a little more...
Airy.
You know what I'm talking about.
Gritty.
Yeah. So we had to record them, and I had to try and think in my head, all right, play a little more sloppy. So that was tough. But God. I heard, that was tough. It was just tough to do that. All right, I got to change my playing a little bit because it was too precise, And then, but those songs are already done. I did the tour. It was fun. And then the next album, I was all excited. Hell yeah, man! I get this album. And then I was kind of, what was that? Rites of the Locust, I think it's called. And I was watching your guys' review or album.
The ranking?
Yeah. And you guys nailed it right on what I was thinking with that album. I was just sitting there having a fucking drink. And I was like, dude, they just totally fucking what I said about that album. It was just so funny. You know what I mean? I was like, it's totally exactly what I felt like recording that, And I was like, man, those fucking dudes felt what I was feeling when I recorded that. you know. And then the next album, obviously,
Profane Nexus, right? That was
yes.
Oh, Profane Nexus. Yeah, I kept calling it.
I was like, wait, no, that's something like that. Yeah, I had to look it up. I was like, wait, no.
Profane Nexus. Yeah. But it was just like you guys totally said what I was feeling in the fucking studio, you know. And it was just funny that you guys said exactly what I was thinking when I was fucking tracking, you know. And,
you're probably like, where are these fucking guys from?
Were they in the studio the entire time?
Facebook stalkers, unsubscribe.
Yeah, and then you know, like I said, there's some fire happening, and you know, and so just some magic between four guys and recording that last album, because that album wouldn't have sounded like that album if it wasn't for four dudes. You know what I mean? No matter who wrote the song, who wrote the lyrics, it was four guys making that album sound the way it did. You know, same situation. I heard it. I heard all the stuff that was cut and deleted, and I was like, oh, I think I listened to it once. You know what I mean? And I had to buy my own fucking album that I played on.
What?
That's a bunch of shit.
That is shit.
Yeah, I literally ordered my own fucking album. You know what I mean? And then I called Relapse. I was like, hey, can I at least get an album and a CD of this? Oh, sure. And it came a month later, a CD and an album, you know. But yeah, I didn't get copies of, you know, a pile of copies. You know, usually each band member gets a stack of album, you know, not a stack, but you know, everybody gets the white album. It's like clear thing. It's kind of like
the test press,
the death metal gold record, you know.
Yeah.
What I call it, you know. I mean, I was like, where's all that shit? You know what I mean? Didn't get any of that stuff, but yeah, the same thing though. It was just I just wasn't, you know, just going through the motions, man, you know. And it was just I needed, like you guys said, I needed to, or like Miller was saying, you know, you got all this shit fucking turning in your head, and you start getting cranky, and you know, you need to get this fucking out, and it just wasn't getting out enough. You know what I mean?
I'm kind of glad they released the Hounds of Your Mind.
Yeah.
Because
you found a home for all those ideas, and probably some more to come.
Yeah. You know, I wanted to sound. I'm glad you guys heard it in the recording. You know, I was angry, man. Even in the guitar solos, you know. I mean, I'm picking like fucking, you know.
I was gonna say, like, you could tell there's aggression behind the leads, especially like it's like, wow, man, he's really just beating on those.
Yeah, it was just a punch.
Cool. Yeah, I had one guy. He was
did not slow down one bit either.
Yeah, he was like, he goes, you know how some shredders, it's really good, but it's kind of noodling shred. And I was like, oh yeah, I kind of know what you're talking about. He goes, you just got more like fucking soul and energy behind it, dude. You know, it keeps me aggressive into the shred stuff. And he was like, I'm not even really into those type of guitar players, but it kept my attention. You know what I mean? Like, you could just hear it in the picking that it was pissed off. You know what I mean? So I was just like, all right, I guess I did my job then.
You and Shred would probably really get along just in terms of just because he loves lead guitar. Like, that's
very cool.
And he's a beast.
Dude.
Yeah, he's one of the better guitar players I know or have seen personally, on a professional level. Yeah, and you know, period. Yeah, he's
in our town. I can't think of many.
Yeah, the Feli Paulzone, right?
No, like I said, when I was telling him your name when we were going over the incantation notes, because we were sitting around we always sit around before we do the ranking and see where everyone settles in.
Oh, okay.
I think I told John, I was like, that's the one where Sonny Lombardozzi comes in. It's like, Lombardozzi? Hey, it's a fellow paisan. Yeah. So I had to throw in that. You wanted the Death of Doom? I bring it the Death of Doom.
Oh, dude, when I first seen that, I was fucking roaring. It was so funny. You know? I just couldn't stop laughing.
It felt right.
I watched it like 6 fucking times, man.
That's hilarious. You know, we were talking, me and Shred were talking about like doing a segment thing for like just like tech, get real nerdy about guitars and pedals and stuff, and do something like that. Cool. Dude, if you're up, you would be perfect for it. Do like a little, know, like this, just 4 people, me, Shred, we'll get you on it, and we'll find someone else. We'll get someone, And I think that would be really cool. Just getting nerdy about the guitars and shit. Because sometimes it's like, I feel bad we're going on a tirade about the shit, and Nick's just like,
I don't know what they're talking. I like metal. I like metal. I like metal.
I like metal, and some people play guitar.
I like sandwiches too. You guys like sandwiches?
Oh shit! Jesus Christ, that's funny.
I don't even know about the technical aspects. I don't.
I don't either. I play and I don't know. I don't know. I have fucking labels on my keyboard to let me know what notes I'm at. I just know like, okay, no, I don't like that. Okay, that's good. And then my brother, he's he went to music school. He'll come in and I'll be like, hey, dude, does this make musical sense? Like, it doesn't sound like I'm a fucking moron. He's like, no, you're playing this E Dorian, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, right. as long as it doesn't sound like an idiot. I don't sound like a moron.
Well, I mean, it's like Malmsteen said one time. He goes, sometimes you got to just throw the paperwork out the window, man. And just use your ears.
Yeah.
If it sounds good and it's flowing, then keep it. Instead of worrying too much about this here and what's this and sometimes I got wrapped up in that on this EP. I was just like, well, this part has to be this augmented fucking thing scale here. You know what I mean? And I beat myself up about it instead of just flowing with it. You know what I mean? And so I've caught myself friggin' doing that. And it's just
at the same time, it's your project.
Yeah.
You can't harp on yourself for that shit because it's yours.
Oh, trust me, dude. I'd be yelling at myself. I wouldn't be getting the vibe. I'd be like, "Come on, you stupid motherfucker, play!"
Look here, and you.
But what you were saying is that if you get like so focused in on the numbers, to put it that way, you lose the soul of it. You lose the feel of it and stuff. It's just, then it gets to be like where it's by the numbers. And I'm glad you reworked this stuff because you got if that's where you were at one point, that's not what came out. So
whenever it comes down to like things like when you say what sounds good to you, like I think about band's coming up with an album here soon, Voivod, because honestly, in terms of like dissonant riffing, like Piggy was kind of like one of the main guys that really started that. And I don't know if that kind of started out like, hey, you hit the wrong note and it sounded weird, and it was like, did I?
Right.
Because honestly, that kind of became like a big thing about their sign was those weird atonal notes and just strange riff combinations and shit. And I mean, they made a weird career out of it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can get lost in that too. So there's a very fine line.
Yeah, I mean, it was like
John, dissonance much?
I mean, dissonance.
Well, it was like, when we were talking
drugs
on the one riff with Steve singing, there was like, 13 clicks, you know what I mean, on the main riff. And I couldn't figure out why I wasn't locking up with the chorus part. I was like, what the fuck's wrong here? I couldn't figure it out, because, when Flo goes in the studio, he wants to have his click track, you know what I mean? So he's got references and stuff. And I was like, what the fuck's going on here, man? I couldn't figure it out. So then next thing I'm in Pro Tools lining up the fucking click, and I go, man, I'm changing on the 13th beat for the riff. And I was like, no wonder why I'm not locking up on the next part, man, because it's like not an even number. And it was just, I kept
throwing everything off.
Yeah, I was like, God damn it, what the fuck?
It's not what I said.
I am the glitch in the matrix. Glitch in the matrix.
I would do that. I'm like,
who do I gotta blame? Oh no, that was me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go storm out of the house, walk around the block for a minute, come back. All right, sure, ready? Tink. Oh god, fuck, I'm done.
Like, who are you so pissed at? Me.
Damn it. Oh yeah.
Taking my ball and I'm going home. Fuck this.
You mean you're going to go back in the house with your ball because you're pissed at you? Yeah. Shit.
Yeah. Anytime.
This isn't weird.
Yeah. Screaming and yelling at myself and just not getting the energy or pissed the fuck off or, it's just, it was a lot. It was definitely a lot went into this, It's a long time,
Yeah. Definitely got a good thing rolling for sure.
Yeah, dude.
The full length is going to be killer and can't wait.
Yeah, I think you guys will like it.
Oh, dude, I definitely. I mean, can we pre-order that now? I'll pre-order that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, nice.
You can do it. All right,
yeah, man. This was fucking awesome, man. I'm super glad you fucking found us doofuses humorous. You got a hold of us.
Because I watched almost all your videos, man. You know, and it's just like,
oh wow, that's crazy.
Oh, I do, yeah. Like, you know, when I'm taking a break in the studio, dude, I'll pop you guys up on my fucking iPad, and I'll just sit there, watch fucking reviews, and it's introduced me to a lot of music I didn't know. You know, so
shit, it's our fault that it's taking so long.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Way to go, Miller.
Right? You can't release the album. Thralls just keep putting out content.
Yeah.
I had stuff.
Like, what are you doing, dude? You've been down here for 10 hours. Dude, check this out. Check this band out. These guys were talking about it.
I mean, you know, I got another stack I'm going through.
Oh my god,
yeah. I have a problem.
Nick's collection is unreal. It's
like,
unreal.
Yeah, you only see one.
That's only one room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You come through, man. You're gonna have to swing over and just check it out. It's like a Metal Maniac's wet dream in there.
Wow.
I am that Metal Maniac. And
well, there's something that I say all the time because of Jam and John. Because when I was watching the thing, he was like, "Yeah, I think it's like some 6 minutes and some change." And that change thing stuck in my brain, so I always say that. I was like, "How much is that? Some change?"
There you go.
It's all because of Jam and John. I was like,
that's
"Where'd you get that from?"
You're welcome. That was my gift to you specifically.
Yeah, that's what's cool about watching you guys, man. Because it's fucking it's entertainment. What it is, you're watching it because it's entertainment, you know. And it's just like, it's not the normal review, like, oh, this here, yeah, you know, like some broadcast you watch, it's just so stiff and not very Metal Brotherhoody like, if you know what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, that was something we had to work with.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch our really early stuff, and I wouldn't suggest it. If you go back and
I've seen them, yeah. No, I've watched them, yeah.
The really early stuff, we were kind of, we weren't into it yet, you know, and then as we reviewed more and did more videos, I was telling Nick, I was like, man, we got to let these jokes come out and play. I was like, it's got to be like hanging out.
It's kind of become something they've expected now, which is kind of weird. I mean, like, it doesn't really come across as forced. Like,
even the I was talking with, you know, because they want me to do all these guitar lessons now and stuff like that. And I told them, I was like, I don't want to do any more phone guitar recordings. Because they're just not professional sounding. They sound like they're in a bathroom, you know what I mean? And they're like, you know, it could be the best guitar lick in the world, but if the recording video itself is just not good, you scroll right over it and go to the other guy that's got this professional fucking thing. Even though he's just doing a couple little blues licks, he's got millions of views compared to the guy that's just, you know, ripping up, and you can tell he's fucking killer, but it's just, he just doesn't have the production. But when I went back and watched some of your guys' older videos, you could see the camera quality, the sound quality.
Miller helped us out.
Yeah.
And then now you see, like, you guys are like crystal clear, the sound's crystal clear, the lighting, you got, there's depth. You know what I mean? So you're looking at
my craziness, it has a purpose, guys.
Yeah, he actually.
I went down there and I was like, Nick, we're changing all this, and he's not one for changing.
Fucking, you're gonna mess with my house.
Yep. And I was telling him that, I was like, dude, you're gonna go down there, and he was like, no, I got it. Watch. And
I mean, honestly, as I saw it come together, because we got the table down there, because the main review room's the room over. And we just kind of worked on this corner. It's like, all right, let's just put all the fucking cool shit we have behind us. We did the little lighting thing.
Cool
and
as fuck. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, you know, and I think it reflects like our personality, because there's nerdy shit back there. There's a King Ghidorah back there and a Boba Fett. I mean, I'm a fucking nerd.
Yeah, we're cheap bastards. We're like perusing clearance sections for skulls and shit.
That's all it takes sometimes, man. That's all it takes, man. You know?
We just want our personalities to actually come out. Like, that was something, like, I had to get comfortable, like, you know, like telling jokes and shit like that. And like, I guess in this last one, everyone liked the comparison I made on that war metal band that it was like a bonus in the pack with the Fulci albums I got. And I'm not a fan of war metal. This is war metal and noise. and it's all a drum machine, and the snare sounded like someone hitting a fucking paint can full of pennies.
Yep.
So and then there's a synth part in it, and so like, dude, it sounds like I'm on Space Mountain, except I'm also in hell.
Yeah.
I mean, we try to make it as real as possible. We all hang out with each other and joke in the same mannerism you see on camera, anyway. So
that's life, man. That's good life, you know, to have bros like that, man. You know, it's
it makes it easier.
It does.
Yep.
You know, you get
it does.
You know, like you know, I had that with those guys, man, and that's probably why I got so fucking pissed off, because it was just like, fuck, you know, here I am by my fucking self.
It could be one of those things where time heals all wounds, and like, you know, a while from now, maybe
it's just like, you know, me and the fill-in bass player at the time, that's a guitar player now. I mean, dude, we're like fucking inseparable on fucking tour. You know what I mean? I haven't heard from that motherfucker in fucking 2 years, dude. Wow. I said, hey, I reached out, bro, give me a call, man. Give me a call, you know? Yeah, I'll call you tomorrow. Hey, you gonna give me a call? Yeah, I'll give you a call tomorrow. And then I was like, all right, I got the hint now. Yeah.
Oh, man.
But, yeah,
you know, I've reconnected with people like after long periods of time and not hearing from them. So, I mean, it could be one of those too. Like, I try to keep that open unless, like, you know, someone like, well, you know, I robbed your mother at gunpoint. It's like, well, we're done. Also, you're in jail.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it takes a lot. You know, I try to build a good rapport with people. But yeah, you know, sometimes.
I mean, you know, dude, I spent so much time talking to you know, when I was on tour with Incan, dude, I talk to everybody, and I'm always like, send me a message. Dude, I'll talk to them the whole fucking tour while I'm out there on tour. I mean, I reply to everybody. I talk to everybody, and I just stay in contact. Send me your music. Send me your guitar playing videos, man. I fucking into anything. You know what I mean? I just don't go, oh, cool, hey, see you later, nice meeting you, and then never talk to them again. You know what I mean? Because I used to be that little dude like that. As I meet my guitar hero, oh, yeah, cool, okay, cool. And he's on to the next guy, and I was like, oh, I didn't even get to say I play guitar or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I just never wanted to do that to somebody. You know what I mean? It was just so many of my guitar heroes, and I'm sure they're just, you know, there's a lot of people, you got to sign shit, you got to move on. I understand that, but sometimes you're just like, you know, you're this little fucking upcoming shredder, and you're holding your fucking CD that's just changed your fucking life forever. And he go, cool, and he signs it, cool, bro. You know, and you're just like,
You're almost like, hey, I'm a person. Hey, I exist. Just acknowledge me and I'll be good.
Like,
no. I just never wanted to do that to anybody. I mean, people are like, cool guitar. I'm like, hey, you want to see it? Here you go. I'd hand it to them. You know what I mean? You want to plug it into the amp? We got time. Oh, and these kids are like, fuck yeah, dude. They get in there, plug it all in. They start jamming and shit, you know, and all the time.
Well, that makes
you know,
like lifelong fans, and then those lifelong fans will tell everybody.
Oh,
you know, and then that's just the best. That is the best word of mouth, because that moment for that person is a big moment for them. To you, it may seem trivial, you know, because you're doing it day in and day out. But for that person, that is that moment they've been waiting all week for. They've been waiting all month for, since they got on Ticketmaster and got that ticket. This is what I'm going to do. And you get up there, like you said, and it's a total wash. You're like, oh, you know, but.
Yeah. I mean, so
that is awesome that you do that.
Oh, yeah, all the time, dude. All the fucking time, man. I'm like, bro, show me your gear. And they'd be like, you want to see my gear? And I'm like, fuck yeah, what do you got? You know what I mean? And I'm like, and some stuff I'm like, fuck, I never tried hooking it up like that. You know what I mean? I'll try that. You know what I mean? Or even like people like, hey, can I get a picture? I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. I was like, here's my phone. I need a picture too. And people's mouths always were like this. Oh, you want a picture of us? I was like, well, yeah. You know,
why the fuck not?
Yeah, I want to look, have fucking pictures of everybody that I met too. You know, just not like, okay, next, and I just always hated that. You know what I mean? So I'd be like, no, where's everybody going? I need a fucking picture. You have no idea who you're influencing for that day. You know what I mean? I mean, just like Jam and John with the change thing. Dude, I never said that in a million years. Now I say it every 5 fucking seconds. You know what I mean?
You're an influencer.
And I got it from him. You know what I mean? And I never, to this day, I never went, hey, the father. And I do that all the time now. You know what I mean?
Like, I mean, for us, like the Max Cavalera thing was, I still don't believe it happened. Like, there's still a part of me
it
like
still blows my mind.
I meant like my childhood hero.
That was cool. He came to a show in Phoenix, and I'm up there jamming, and all of a sudden I just see this dude standing right in front of me like this.
The guitar player, like you said, you could always tell a guitar player in the crowd.
And I went like this because, you know, I'm still new to these glasses, so I'm on stage, and I was like, I didn't have them on, so it's just kind of blurry a little bit. So I lean over, I was like, that looks like fucking Max, you know, and I'm like jamming. I was like, I moved to the end of the stage a little bit more, and I'm like, oh, fuck, it is. But here I am leaning over the edge of the stage going. I think it's on video somewhere. It looks so funny.
That's awesome.
I'll send it to you guys. Yeah, I'm like all like squinting and looking. And
yeah, sometimes I run into that because I normally wear glasses, but the glare is so bad, and it's not metal, I guess. I don't know. But the glare, I just
Trevor from Black Diamond Murder rocks glasses all the time.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
The Enforced one was wild too because literally
you guys were with me during almost the whole recording of this EP and didn't even know it because I would take breaks and set you like right here by my monitor and take a break and watch your guys' reviews.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Well, shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'd be like, I'd be playing. I'm like, fuck, I'm fucking burned out. I'd scroll up and just like. It's just, you know, almost the whole recording. I'd say at least good portion of it. Yeah, you know.
Well, hopefully we can be entertaining enough to get you through the album.
I mean,
definitely. I mean, I was
I
was already tracking guitars, you know, for the full length album when I seen you guys were doing the In-Can album reviews. You know, I was already laying down stuff because I was watching that. You know what I mean? When it was all you guys talking about, or even talking about the new album. You know, about the leads being cool and stuff like that on the album and being a little bit too melodic. And I remember jamming this riff and watching that at the same time. And look at that! I was like, oh fuck, man! They recognized me on the recording. I was like, cool, you know. So yeah, it's just. You know, you wouldn't even, you know, you don't know what's happening on the other end, you know?
Very true.
I mean, I assume much like you enjoy all the, you know, musical output and just doing that. This is just something I've grown to really love. Like, I don't know, it's strange. Like, I didn't really...
Yeah, you guys seem to enjoy what you're doing, you know what I mean? Like I said, I've watched some broadcasts, you know, where they're doing an album review, you know, and I watch it because it's kind of like my favorite artist. I want to see what they're saying about it, you know, the production, all this stuff. And it just seems like they're just like reading a cue card. You know what I mean? Like they hold it up. This is the new blah, 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 blah. And it was blah, 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 blah. You know, it's just so like this fucking stiff.
By the numbers.
Like, yeah. You know,
it's not in 13.8. Listen, watch Thralls. Yeah. We're in 13.8.
That's the main thing I want is people find out a bunch of cool fucking music out there.
Oh yeah, it's definitely working.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, without you know the artists, yourself included, we wouldn't have shit to talk. I mean, just like us making fun of each other, which might be kind of entertaining. But they probably ask like, well, "You guys all wear metal shirts? Do you listen to anything?" Like,
a little bit, a little bit.
I was just like, I'll be in the studio, working on a part, and then I'll do like a Jam and John fucking thing. It's so heavy. It's just so heavy.
He's got it down.
Wait, hold on, you ready? I feel like I say that a lot in all my reviews. It's just so heavy.
Usually it's so heavy because he leans forward. Because I do like the bulk of the editing, and I know almost everyone's mannerisms, and you can see him revving up. So heavy, like he winds up into it.
Yeah.
You gotta be passionate about the things you love.
Heavy.
Congratulations on the fucking EP coming out, man. I can't wait to hear the fucking full length, dude. Shred some fucking faces off. And again, if this becomes like a live touring entity, which I hope it does, if you're in the Detroit, Cleveland area.
There's a lot of talk on it. Yeah, there's a lot of talk on it. But like Flo up in Canada, the pandemic is so bad up there right now that he's definitely,
he's there
freaking out. Like, man, what the fuck? This shit's fucking ridiculous. We've been talking and you know, because he's used to. I mean, he's got Cryptopsy. He's got that other band,
Ultimus.
Yes, you know what I mean. And you know, and then you got me, you know, pulling out his pant leg, you know, to fucking, hey, we do a little tour.
Mr. Badass Drummer, sir.
Yeah, you know. And we just, you know, like Steve and real quick before I let you guys go, there's like Steve and Flo, and you're like, dude, if it's a good package and we could do it right where everybody's comfortable, you know what I mean, and we'll do something, you know what I mean. But it's just got to bring it to the table and make sure everybody can agree on what it is, because you know he's like, you know, Flo and Tucker just said, yeah, we're just too old to fucking all jump in a fucking van and drive every fucking night, and I couldn't do that anymore, you know.
Awesome.
Thank you again, man.
Thank you so much for doing this and stuff and reaching and helping me the other day with getting it to
not a
work,
problem,
man.
Like I said, this is a good format. I dig StreamYard.
Very cool. Very cool.
But yeah,
awesome.
Thanks again for joining, and thanks Thrallers for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like, notifications, all that jazz. We got some new shirts that are going to be coming very soon.
Oh yeah, dude.
Got a very cool design for us.
Can't wait to show those off. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's really cool. I really
awesome.
like the new shirt design.
Oh, cool,
and we are going to pair this
I'll,
with a giveaway too. We're going to have probably a shirt in there. So, but we're also going to do probably
I'll
something
buy a
else.
Shirt, and then when we do a band photo, I'll make sure it's on for the album.
when you see these shirts, you might want one. It's
okay.
Yeah, they're pretty sick.
Yeah, dude, we got helped out by someone who is definitely going to get a firm fucking thank you in that video because
cool.
Just solid. But yeah,
awesome.
Thank you
all right,
all
guys.
for watching.
Have a good night.
Once again.
Yep. See you, man.
See you, buddy.
Later.
Later.